We have reached the inevitable conclusion of the slippery slope. The government is now starting to make its push to be able to take away your children. Washington has just recently passed a bill, Senate Bill 5599, which what this does is it allows for the government to take away minor children if the parents are refusing to give either a gender transition surgery or some kind of gender affirmation care or an abortion. So, the previous law was if a child ran away from home and went to some sort of youth shelter, they the shelter had to notify the parents of the child's whereabouts within a manner of, I believe, 24 to 72 hours, unless there is some kind of reasonable cause, which that would include that would include abuse or neglect. In that case, they would turn the child over to the government. What this bill does is it makes it to add on to that abuse and neglect into those categories. It adds on the parents not willing to give the children or the child an abortion or not willing to trans their kids. So, if you have some kid who's confused, they can just run away from home and the government will take them and you will never know about it. They just won't tell you. They won't tell you where the whereabouts of your kid is. They will just disappear, and then the government will put them under the knife and start mutilating them. That's just what we need. We need more kids to get mutilated. And I don't, the idea of child transition it's so incredibly retarded. It's gay. It's so gay. People who push for this are evil, right? They want these kids who don't have the cognitive thought to be able to allow it to go smoke, to be able to drink. They can't vote. But you know what we can do? We can put an axe wound in between their legs, right? You can cut off their chest. This is a totally normal thing to do. These kids aren't even allowed to get a tattoo. We say, no, you can't get a tattoo, but you can put X wounds into your body. You can get cosmetic surgery. It is so incredibly gay. These people are evil. Kids are not capable of this. Many of them will end up changing their minds over enough time, and what you're doing is leading them down a path that results in suicide. There is no evidence that any of this care increases suicide by any margin. Nobody has ever managed to find any good, clear evidence for any long term, clear, concisive data that proves that this care is actually helping anyone. The suicide rate, it stays about the same, if not goes up over time after these types of cares. It's still 40% attempted suicide. And this is the path we're putting our kids under. We're putting them a path that will result in an almost guaranteed, what seems at least guaranteed, that they will at least try to commit suicide. These people are mentally struggling. These people are can't even understand what they are. They don't even know who they are. They're still trying to figure themselves out, yet we are willing to chop them up. If you went into a doctor and said, you know what, I feel like a disabled person, I need you to cut off my leg, and that doctor said, you know what, you're right, I think it'll make you feel better if you don't have that leg anymore, and they chopped your leg off, they would go to jail. That would be a massive deal. That is something that would be in national headlines. Crazy madman doctor cuts off man's leg for no apparent reason. But when it comes to your genitalia or your breasts, it's totally normal, right? All of a sudden, it's like, yeah, you know what? We can't chop that off. That seems like common sense, even though there's nothing wrong with it. And then you know what else they do? They put them under these pills, the same pills that we use to chemically castrate pedophiles, right? With these healthy little kids, we put them on pills to castrate them, to destroy their fertility, make them infertile for life. That is pure evil. These people are terrible. They are awful human beings, and we need to start fighting back against this. And it starts with Washington. But this is going to push around the country in not too long. Every blue state is about to adopt stuff like this. I guarantee it. Washington is just at the head of the charge. California, I'm sure if they don't already have anything like this, they'll be pushing for it. Oregon, Colorado, New York, pretty much all of the Northeast. Even New Mexico, Arizona, we could see start following this line, right? It's so messed up. It's evil. These people are evil, and yeah, now they're taking our kids. Why? Because we don't want to put them under pills that will chemically castrate them. We don't want to put axe wounds into their bodies, and we don't want to allow them to kill their children. Which that's the abortion aspect of this. But yeah, It's awful, it's evil, so we need to start pushing back, or it's going to be your state next. But on that note, I'm going to sign off. So if you enjoyed, like, subscribe, share the video. But so long, peace out, and God bless y'all.